I mean, the word fetus was used. Kind of this like fetus look. I don't know what that means. This week's tutorial, I'm going to show you how to recreate the Giambatista Valli Spring-Summer 22 runway look. So the look was all about creating a very high, glossy, wet look on the skin and using these really beautiful holographic eye tapes to give the girls a kind of really interesting modern twist. The idea was to create something really, really simple but also quite graphic and clean. Giambatista's shows are always really, really strong on the hair and makeup front, and in the past we've done these really beautiful flower arrangements around the face. We've done a really graphic coral lip, wet lip on all of the models, and we've done really beautiful sort of eye embellished with Swarovski crystals. And so for this season he wanted to do something that felt really fresh and modern, and yeah, just had that kind of the feeling of being reborn, so that these girls looked like they were just stepping out from being born. Most of the time when the models are in lineup, they're really kind of ready to go and you can just send them out. But for this show, because part of the look was using a water spray bottle to really kind of drench them just before we went out, my makeup team was staggered down the lineup and they were all spritzing the girls' faces just before they stepped out, so that when they did walk out, you had this really punchy, ultra glossy, wet look, and that's why it worked out so beautifully. So I'm going to prep my skin using this Kiehl's moisturizer. It's a great moisturizer because it's nice and hydrating, but it doesn't roll. Some moisturizers that have oils and silicons and stuff can tend to roll when you apply foundation over the top. So I'm just going to pop it all over my face. And then I'm going to go on top of the moisturizer with a strobe cream. So this is the first step in creating a really, really luminous base. And I'm just going to use it in the same way that I would a moisturizer. I'm going to just pop some on the back of my hand. This is a MAC product. And I'm going to just rub it between my fingers and basically just apply it all over my skin and rub it in really, really well. And this will give the skin a really beautiful pearlescent undertone. And the reason I'm doing it before I apply my concealer and any foundation is because I just want the whole face to be really glowy, and sometimes when you put a product over the top of your foundation, it can rub some of the foundation off and you're left with all the blemishes and stuff that you don't want to see. And now I'm just going to do little bits of coverage. We kind of want the skin to be polished but still raw, so we don't want to get rid of freckles and all of that. We just want to get rid of little kind of dark circles, any blemishes. This is my foundation palette and it's a mix of Burberry, Tom Ford and Bobbi Brown sticks, and I'm just going to take a fluffy brush. I'm going to just do little touches of foundation on my skin in the areas that are looking a little bit red. So I'm not going to go all over the whole face, but I am going to just go into any areas that I think need a bit of help. And I'm just going to kind of gently pat with my finger so that I'm not dragging all of that lovely strobe-y moisturizing product off. Just apply it and pat, trying to keep all of that illumination on the skin. And strobe creams are a really great product because you can actually mix it with your foundation as well. So you can, if you wanted to apply, you know, a heavier layer of foundation but keep it feeling very luminous, you can mix some strobe cream into it and that will have a really great sort of illuminating effect. And so you can see by just using a little bit of this light foundation with that lovely base of strobe cream, you get a really, really nice natural finish. I often feel like either side of my eyes on the outside, it can get a little bit red. So I'm just gonna pop a little bit of product just there, which also helps to create a lifting effect. Just on the outer corner of your eyes like that. And of course, just underneath your lip on either side. It helps to kind of lift the face a bit. So I'm gonna leave the skin there for now because you don't want to put all of this kind of oil and greasy stuff all over your skin and then have trouble sticking down the holographic eye tape. So I'm gonna pause there and I'm just gonna put a little bit of powder on my lid just to give myself a nice base, dry base for the holographic line to sit on. So just a little bit of powder. Make sure you don't have any greasy products on your eye area before doing this. And then I'm gonna take one of these, which are these really nice face lace holographic eye stickers. And I'm gonna use a pair of tweezers to help me place them onto my eyelids. So I'm gonna place the sharper, smaller point really close to my lash line on the inner corner of the eye, and I'm basically just going to use my finger to hold it down while I press it down like that. Just going to use the tweezers to just push it down into place. So now that you have the eye stuck on, you can go back to the skin and continue to build that really beautiful glossy effect. So I'm going to be using this Gloss Cream Brilliance by MAC, which is basically a multi-use gel that you can use all over the face. And I'm going to put some on the back of my hand and use a really nice soft foundation brush just to begin working it over my face. And I'm just gonna gently tap it onto my skin so that I'm not dragging any of that strobe or that foundation or concealer, and I'm just gonna really gently tap it all over my face like this. And the final step in creating this really beautiful wet looking skin effect is to use a water spray on top of this gloss. You can see that you can have some little texture marks there. The water spray will help to kind of blend all of that together. Just hit all of those high points. And this product really is a staple in my kit because you can just use it on absolutely everything. It looks really, really good. Making sure you go all the way up into the hairline. And then I'm going to use a MAC lip gloss on my lips because this is a little bit more of a kind of a really, really intense, sticky, glossy finish. So I'm just going to use the back of my brush just to hit that on my lips, and that shouldn't move now at all. And then to finish the look, I'm gonna go in with this Cordially spray, which has a tiny amount of oil in it, but it's mostly water and whatever else is in it. And I'm just gonna really spritz my face, just kind of taking care a bit of those eyeliners so they don't get drenched. And that gives you a really beautiful, high glossy skin finish. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, the Giambatista Valli Autumn Winter 22 runway look.